Imagine discovering that one of the most powerful forces in your life is not your intelligence, your talent, or your money, but the way you connect with other people. Today, you will discover the true meaning of the personality archetype, the friend, according to Carl Jung, and why this figure can be both your greatest source of growth and your most vulnerable point. From childhood, we all seek something beyond family and survival. We seek connection. We seek someone who listens, who understands us, who walks beside us when the world feels uncertain. Jung understood that this impulse is not accidental, but part of a deep psychological pattern living in the collective unconscious. The friend archetype represents the universal need to belong, to trust, and to build bonds that shape who we are. The friend is not just the person you laugh with or spend free time with. It symbolizes loyalty, emotional support, and silent complicity. It is the one who reminds you who you are when you doubt yourself, who encourages you when you feel like giving up, and who confronts you when you drift away from your own path. In Jung's view, archetypes are invisible molds guiding human behavior. The friend is one of the most human because it reflects our deep desire not to face life alone. Think about an everyday situation. Imagine having a difficult day filled with mistakes or frustration. You can try to handle it alone, but the emotional burden feels heavier. However, when you call a friend who listens without judging, something changes. Not only because you receive advice, but because you feel understood. That sense of validation activates psychological relief, security, and inner strength. The friend archetype also appears in culture, cinema, and literature. From inseparable companions in epic stories to confidants in intimate narratives, this figure acts as an emotional pillar. Notice how in many stories the protagonist does not succeed alone, but thanks to an ally who supports them at critical moments. This reflects a deep truth about human nature. We grow better when we walk together. But here comes an uncomfortable question. If the friend represents loyalty and support, why does betrayal hurt so deeply? Jung would say the pain comes from projection. We do not only see a friend as a person, but as an extension of our expectations, values, and emotional needs. When that image breaks, it feels as if a part of ourselves also breaks. This is one of the most controversial sides of the archetype. The friend can be a source of light, but also a mirror of our insecurities. Many times, we seek validation in friendships that we cannot give ourselves. We expect others to fill our inner emptiness, to confirm our worth, or to make us feel accepted. When those expectations become too intense, the relationship can turn dependent, toxic, or painful. According to Jung, a genuine friendship should not be built on desperation, but on individuation. That means becoming a whole person on your own. A true friend does not complete you. They walk beside you while you complete yourself. Consider a common example. Two people become friends during a difficult period. They share fears, dreams, and frustrations. Over time, one of them grows, changes, and pursues new goals. The other, instead of feeling happy, feels jealousy or abandonment. What once felt like a strong friendship becomes a source of tension. This happens when the friend archetype becomes distorted and turns into emotional attachment instead of support. Jung also spoke about the shadow, the part of ourselves we prefer not to acknowledge. In friendship, the shadow can appear as envy, competition, resentment, or manipulation. Sometimes we idealize friends so much that we ignore their flaws, and when those flaws become visible, the disappointment feels overwhelming. Often, that disappointment says more about our projections than about the other person. When lived in a healthy way, however, this archetype becomes one of the most enriching experiences in life. A genuine friend supports you in difficult times, celebrates your success without comparison, offers honest criticism without humiliation, and encourages you to become a more conscious version of yourself. In professional life, the friend archetype can determine whether a workplace feels toxic or collaborative. A colleague who respects you, shares knowledge, and trusts your judgment can transform your entire experience. It is not only about productivity, but about psychological well-being. In daily life, this archetype appears in small gestures. The unexpected message when you need it most. The person who remembers important details about you. The friend who stays in silence when words are unnecessary. These moments, though simple, deeply influence self-esteem and how we perceive the world. But there is an uncomfortable truth. Not all friendships are genuine, and not all should be maintained. Sometimes holding on to a relationship out of nostalgia or habit can prevent personal growth. Jung would say that part of individuation involves recognizing which relationships help you evolve and which keep you tied to older versions of yourself. Here is the provocative question. Is friendship always positive, or can it become a form of self-deception? Some people use the figure of the friend to avoid facing loneliness, fear, or lack of purpose. Instead of working on themselves, they hide behind relationships that offer a false sense of security. The friend archetype invites us to reflect on the quality of our connections. It challenges us to ask whether we are friends out of genuine care or out of fear of being alone. It forces us to examine whether we truly give support or simply seek attention and validation. Jung believed archetypes are neither good nor bad on their own. Everything depends on how consciously we integrate them. The friend can be a bridge to emotional growth, empathy, and solidarity, but it can also become a refuge for dependence and avoidance. When you look at your own friendships, you may notice patterns. You might have a friend who always listens, another who pushes you beyond your comfort zone, and another who represents a past stage of your life. Each one activates a different aspect of this archetype and reflects parts of your own psyche. The true power of understanding this archetype lies in self-awareness. By recognizing how you choose friends, how you behave in those relationships, and what you expect from them, you begin to understand your emotional needs more clearly. You realize that friendship is not only external companionship, but also an inner mirror. In the end, the friend, according to Carl Jung, is not just an external figure, but a psychological energy within you. It represents your ability to trust, to connect, to support others, and to accept help without losing your identity. Understanding this archetype can transform how you relate to others and how you relate to yourself. Now it is your turn to reflect. Do your friendships help you grow or keep you stuck? Have you idealized someone at the cost of your own evolution? The friend archetype can be a powerful guide, but only when integrated consciously. If this reflection made you question how you experience friendship, share your thoughts in the comments. Like this video if you want more deep psychological content, and subscribe to keep exploring the hidden secrets of the human mind.